Salutations. Something I wanted to do, which is tie several of my videos together, present a lot of information on this channel and on Patreon, but certain things I want to try to put together, certain videos I'll put together, and I'm always looking at commonalities between myself and other experiencers, just things that are verification or just things that are commonalities, all right? And this one is something that involves, I think, maybe what might be the SSP type of thing or something like that. And I want to make sure that I'm not part of that line that seems to have been drawn between the people like myself with positive encounters against those that have the people that versus those that have SSP type of negative encounters, all right? Because there's things that are intermixed, like when I've dealt with some of these beings, they've said that when I was, having these experiences, how some of the technology I'd interacted with had been corrupted by different races of a different vibration, lower vibration. So that needs to be addressed to a degree, and for me, I'm looking for commonalities. And this was some information that was presented to me by Tyler Kiwala, actually had linked me to this. And he is very, very cool, all right? He's part of the Journey to Truth people, and both those cats have been very cool to me, have been very cool to me. I've been on their show a couple of times, and he had linked me to this lady that was named Peggy Bradley. I don't know her, all right, but I'll probably reach out to her. But she had some very interesting testimony, and commonalities that I picked up, especially in something she had said, was that when saying she was a navigator for a craft that are conscious to a degree, and partially conscious, I believe. And she described how they're going into the hyperdimension, that type of a situation. And she also described grays and things of that nature, so that's what she's dealing with, I guess. But it was very interesting. And I picked up a few commonalities on something she said there, and one of them definitely would be what I just termed here for this video, UFO spacecraft Remoras, as in the Remoras, like sharks that attach to sharks and kind of just hang on. Excuse me. And the commonality that is between what she said and my experiences, I'll draw for you right now. All right, and what she described as being on these craft, and when they go into hyperdimensional and go into a portal, how they'll actually come out, emerge, and they'll get these parasites attached to them. These space organisms attached to them that they have to be cleaned off eventually, and then they just can create a problem. And that's fascinating, because I've experienced something similar in terms of what I've termed, one of the videos I'll link you to on the comments, or on the above, is Energyzoa, which is also critters, and another video called the NASA Tether incident. And what that's showing is these organisms in space that are feeding on DOR, deadly Orgone radiation, or some type of a high plasma. She had mentioned that, so she's right on that, okay? Anyway, but these beings. And how I got involved with them was, when I was in the 90s, I built a couple of cloud busters. And these cloud busters, I started combusting nimbus clouds a few times and not feeling that good. And what's happening, these devices were, because I wasn't grounding them right, we're collecting DOR, deadly Orgone radiation, is what Reich and Trevor Constable called them. I got a hold of one of his books, The Cosmic Pulse of Life. That was like 1991, and I started trying to build those things. 93 it was. Anyway, these things, when I took pictures of in infrared and with the ultraviolet filter, I could see these things around the devices, around these cloud busters, and they looked like amoebas. So that leads us into this whole critter type of things, and these beings that actually feed on this negative energy, this negative orgone that holds clouds, that holds like thunderclouds together. That's what I was messing with there. So anyway, going back into that, that's these type of critters, and that's one of these space organisms. Now, going into what they're finding right now, it's been rather controversial, like the type of space plankton that they found on the shuttle, the ISS space station. They found that plankton, looked like sea plankton on the window. That's quite controversial. Take it out. So that means it can endure space travel or live in space to a degree. So that's fascinating. You've got these organisms also floating in space. The NASA Tether incident is another deal. Look at those things that are floating around it. they're the same thing. They look almost amoeba-like, and they're feeding on something, some sort of energy that that thing's emitting there. So just food for thought, definitely, all right? And when she says that, and what I've experienced, it's kind of cool because the way she's mentioned it, I would kind of correlate it more, and I'll put some pictures of that up for it also. The Star Trek episode, Star Trek The Next Generation episode, Galaxy's Child, where they have something called a space whale. And the space whale is attaches to the Enterprise and starts sucking energy from it. So it's the same type of thing. That's a remora type of a factor, all right? And what I had picked up, because wondering, you know, like this is long ago, that kind of one of the reasons that the craft I've been on board don't have this remora attached to them when coming in and out of these universes. It's a greater scale, but also it's got something to do with the black box and the consciousness energy, the life energy that's emitted out of the black box and put around the skin of the craft, all right? It's more than just a gravity modulation field. I think it also repels some of those remora type of creatures. So that's food for thought, if nothing else. So I want to give a lot of credit to Tyler for giving me that information. And I know they're hosting a SSP conference. I won't be able to make it to that, but I think it's just interesting. I'm reaching out to all those people that are SSP, even though I'm not, because I know I've heard things and been told things about the beings I've dealt with, and I observe things that I think doesn't discredit anything any of you people are saying, all right? So I don't want that line to be drawn, because I fell for that once, thinking there's this big difference. We need to start coming together and understanding each other's experiences, all right? Quickly, that is everything. Nailed it. So thank you. I appreciate all the people that support my channel, especially the people on Patreon. They're the people that keep this going. Some of them are encouraging me to release a little bit more to YouTube, so I'm trying to put a little bit more out there. Maybe we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I just want to say thank you to all the people that are supportive. Please push the like button. Please subscribe. Share the video. You know, it's good food for thought. If you're an SSP person, I'm reaching out to y'all. Holler at a brother. We'll see what commonalities we have. I've talked to several SSP people now, like Tony Rodriguez. I think are very real. I didn't have experiences like that, but theirs are very valid, and I'm trying to learn more. You know, I'm really sorry that some people have these negative encounters, but it's real. We need to learn more about it, and I'm one of those people who want to learn more and try to just see what technologies and things are in common. That's how you learn. That's how you expand. This is a worldwide thing. Please subscribe, press this like button. Peace.